The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Hey, welcome everybody. It's another episode of Open, the show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from WBLS, your number one station for R&B, and right here at Channel 67. It's a program called Open. We have a wonderful educational program for you. But first up, our Monday morning highlights. It follows a theme of rebirth as spring comes early. The Bronx gets a new landlord, and basketball is back in the borough after a long hibernation. And leading off the show, he's an MD, and we're going to learn healthy secrets to avoiding hypertension with Dr. Joseph Ravenel. And then, as part of the rejuvenation this morning, it's out with the old and in with the new. In your closet, I'm talking about. Fashion expert and stylist Tyron Mays, he shares his stylish story. And finally, this week's Music Monday features Bronx R&B singer Ben Keaton, who's blending old with new into refreshing sound that is both soulful and smooth. So stay tuned. All this and more headed your way because we are now open. And good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Bob Lee, and you're watching Open, of course, and today is Monday, February 28th. Can you believe Monday, February 28th? No, we have moved into March. We are in March, and we hear from you. We want to hear from you all the time because you send in your emails and all that stuff. You can send them in if you didn't know, open@bronxnet.org. Also, check out our new Facebook page. You just go to www.facebook.com/open BronxNet Television, and you're in there. You're listening to my man Cool Clyde, DJ Cool Clyde. He's our resident DJ on the ones and twos, the master of the mix. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, brother. I'm hanging in there, man. Doing what I got to do. Great weekend. What's going on with you?
Hey, man, just had a rough weekend, but it was all good because we helped a lot of people do a lot of things. So what's coming up? You doing some new things?
Well, I'm always
Wait, hold on. You got a uniform on.
Oh, man, come on.
Usually have a suit and tie or something like that.
I try to be like you.
Got a badge on your shoulder there?
Yeah.
Is that the police department?
No, I think it's New York City. I'll leave it at that.
It's a city job. Okay,
I think so.
All right. So what's happening with you, man?
Not much, man. Just hanging in there. It was a pleasure to see you. You're doing good. Looking like Steve Harvey this morning, as always. Steve Harvey suits.
Oh, this is a Bob Lee suit.
Oh, okay. Let me get a little comfortable here and take this microphone.
Go ahead. What's going on?
Ain't not much, man. Just had a great weekend. I got my TV show that's coming out, airing in Maryland now. So I just finally got that information in Indianapolis, Princetown, and I forget the other town. But I'll give you the air dates next week when I will be airing out there. So yeah. I think that's really big.
That's fantastic. You know, Debbie Jackson from Hal Jackson's Sunday Classics is having something tonight at the Harlem State Office Building. She has a photo exhibit, and you see some of her pictures. They're for sale, too. She has sunsets. She has pictures with different artists from all over the world. It is fantastic. And you can take
pictures of you when you was a teenager? I could imagine what they look like with the big afro.
Yeah. With the afro pick?
Yeah. Oh, man, you bringing it back. Bringing it back to the early days.
We're going to be doing that, and we got a whole lot more in store this weekend.
That's a good thing. I want to say happy birthday to my daughter. Happy birthday to her. I went to see her, and it was great seeing her. And just the family. And a big shout out to Russell Simmons, who I spoke with yesterday, and also Norman Seabrooks from the Corrections. So, big shout out to him.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks a lot. So we've been hanging out for a little while?
Yeah, I'm going to do my thing.
You doing it on ones and twos? So you got the 45s on the platter.
Hey, man, this is how we got to do it. Serato. I'm bringing Serato here to BronxNet, y'all. So that's coming up.
See, I got the iPad up in here. I was wondering if we can set it up there and work Serato.
Oh, yeah.
Put all the mixes in the iPad.
So this is what we got to do, bro. I'll be taking it to the next stage.
We can do that.
All right, my bro.
Thanks, Clyde.
All right.
And we look forward to jamming with you all morning long. Right now, well, we got a full show lined up, but before we move ahead, let's take a look at our Monday morning highlights.
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on.
And despite the weather that we've been having, sometimes it's been crazy. Spring is in full bloom at the Bronx's the New York Botanical Garden. And this weekend, well, they opened their 9th annual orchid exhibition, apparently named the Orchid Show. The Orchid Show on Broadway, more than 300 types of orchids, and they're going to be displayed in dramatic style. Dramatic curtains and arcades and chandeliers, echoing elements from some of Broadway's most iconic theaters, including the Walter Kerr Theater and the New Amsterdam Theater. The exhibition showcases 5,000 dazzling specimens in a variety of colors and scents. You're going to love it. Weekend cabaret performances, cell phone tours, and home gardening sessions complete this year's exhibition, which runs through April 25th. It can be seen under the domes of America's largest glass house and the Enid A. Haupt Conservatory. You're going to love it. For more information, visit www.nybg.org. Tenants of a rundown apartment building for seniors in the South Bronx are celebrating this week as they welcome their new landlord, West Side Federation for Senior and Supportive Housing. It's a Manhattan-based nonprofit group who brought the Popeyes. I think the Popeyes is right across the street, but they brought this property in, for foreclosed. Now, you're not going to believe this. The mortgage was only at $1, and has promised to make $8 million worth of desperately needed repairs. Tenants at the 7-story, 145-unit apartment building known as Boricuan Court are finally getting the support that they need. No thanks to, they say they didn't get the help that they needed from some people that they wanted the help from. And advocating for the repair project of a Bronx asset like the Boricuan should go to a Bronx-based group and not one from Manhattan, they say. Well, wherever you can get the help. She proposed to send that Bronx thing just flying up there. She's going to help. They're going to get all the help they need to make this all happen, all right? It's right there in the neighborhood, the Neighborhood Association for Intercultural Affairs. Tenants believe it's no coincidence that executives and family members from Roxy donated at least $10,875 to Arroyo's 2 city council campaigns, according to filings with the Campaign Finance Board. Now, the for-profit Roxy Management has run the property for the past 2 years, and tenants say it has continued to deteriorate. But they're going to fix it up. That's on the brighter side. The Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. held a meeting, and he brought the seniors of Boricuan to a vote. And they voted in favor of the West Side Federation by 82-4. So we are in there. And we close out our roundup from the world of sports. Last week, we featured Bronx-born icon star Mike Glover. Remember him? We were talking about him last week. And it was revitalized the Gale and led the charge in the MACC, the conference. It's a wonderful conference. And this past weekend, Glover shined in the conference tournament in Bridgeport, Connecticut on Saturday behind Glover's brilliant 31-point, 11-rebound performance. Iona, they basted Siena, and they got the whole job done, and they won. Thank you very much. And we're going to take a quick break. That's all for our Monday morning highlights. Thank you so much. And we'll be right back after this, right here on Open.
Touch it, I'm a berry. Pretty as a picture, sweeter than a swisher. A
group of teachers and educators were recognized at Hostos Community.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible.
In celebration of Dominican Heritage Month, a group of teachers and educators were recognized at Hostos Community College by the school's president, Dr. Felix Matos Rodriguez, and State Assemblyman Guillermo Linares.
It is a great program. You have the best of the teaching that Hostos can offer, the best of the teaching that the UAS can offer in terms of the faculty.
All participated in a 16-day study abroad program. Their mission, to get an up-close look at the history of the Dominican Republic and its culture and bring it into classrooms in our area.
This type of exchange is the type of effort that we want to continue to promote. And I think Hostos is the perfect venue to help facilitate that.
The trip began over the summer with a group being recognized during the country's National Teachers' Day ceremony celebration held at the National Palace of the Dominican Republic and hosted by the Honorable Lionel Fernandez Reina, President of the Dominican Republic.
We were received last summer by the President of the Dominican Republic, the Honorable Leonel Fernandez. Actually, 4 teachers from the states were recognized on the National Teacher Day in the Dominican Republic last summer. Some of them are here today. So it's a really phenomenal exposure.
In all, there were 16 teachers, 2 principals, 2 assistant principals, and also joining them Hugo Morales, a member of the CUNY Board of Trustees, and Nelson Valdez, a VP with 1199.
We have developed this relationship, close relationship. I'm the beneficiary of the relationship with Anna, let me tell you that, so that you all know that. That relation have developed to not a friendship, but a sister and brother relationship. He's a great leader, you all know that. There's nobody that works with more passion than Anna.
And Ana Garcia, Director of International Programs, is the one that created the project close to 30 years ago.
I am very happy with the model because it's something that emerged out of my own personal experience. When I came from the Dominican Republic, I was registered at a school where I knew nothing of English, of the culture, nothing. And now we have like 4 different agreements that have replicated throughout the system and at different universities. And it works very well. And as you can see, the teachers appreciate it because they have learned and they also recommend the program.
This June marks the 28th year that Ana Garcia will be leading a group of educators and community leaders to the Dominican Republic, again to create better understanding and mutual appreciation between both cultures. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.
And we have a fantastic show for you. Our first guest is a board-certified internist and hypertension specialist, assistant professor of medicine at the New York University School of Medicine. He has a strong track record in creating community-based programs and interventions to improve health care delivery in black men. And his latest project focuses on improving hypertension and colon cancer screenings among black men in barbershops. That's right, barbershops, churches in New York City area. And here to tell us more is Dr. Joseph Ravenel. Doctor, we welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Bob.
Right.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. Now, you're doing this in barbershops. So what's the reason for that?
Yes. So we know from lots of research that men are less likely to utilize primary health care services than women. But one thing we know is that men go to the barbershop to get their hair cut.
Yeah.
And so we thought that would be a terrific place to do health promotion, to team up with barbers who are very much respected in our community.
And they go to church.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
So these are the places where you can reach people and create the awareness.
That's right, that's right.
Why is this so prevalent in our communities?
So that is
to African Americans.
That's right. So that is an excellent question. And so there are several reasons, but one is that in our community, it seems that there is a higher prevalence of what we call adverse lifestyle behaviors. And that includes things like high sodium diets, physical inactivity, and not enough fruits and vegetables.
So these are some of the things that contribute to hypertension.
Absolutely. These are some of the things that definitely cause hypertension and also make hypertension worse.
And some of the things we can do to curb that?
So there are several things we can do. One is to simply decrease salt or sodium in our diet. There are several places in our diets where salt kind of hides that we're not always aware of. And one of those places is canned foods, also in prepared meats, and any time that you eat out at a restaurant, you can bank on it having lots of salt.
Because you don't know who's doing what back there.
That's right, that's right.
Sometimes it comes out bland, though, in some of the places you go to.
Yes.
But somebody will pick up that salt and pepper shaker.
That's right. And so to the extent that we can avoid using the salt shaker and prepare meals at home, we really can control how much
Yeah.
sodium goes into our food.
Miriam Scott prepares her meals well. She uses the proper ingredients and she does it just right. Tastes very
Absolutely.
tasty
Yes.
and nutritious too.
That's right, that's right.
So some beautiful tips because a lot of people, we have something called childhood obesity.
Yes.
And people are cooking for these children.
Mm-hmm.
So what advice would you give to parents or schools who are
Yes.
preparing these meals for our youngsters?
So everyone really should try to have a daily sodium intake of less than 2,400 milligrams. And so when you look at the back of a package or the back of a can, you can actually see how much sodium is in there.
Yeah.
And so really try to take note of how much sodium is in the foods that we are preparing for ourselves and for our children.
Is there a way to take salt out of foods before we serve them?
So the best way is to simply be careful with how much salt you add.
Mm-hmm.
But one way that we can still make the food flavorful is to add other spices that don't have sodium.
Yeah.
Pepper, garlic, other herbs
Yeah.
and spices like that.
Let's be clear for a lot of the people that are watching us right now. Hypertension is a big problem. And what sort of problems come along with hypertension?
So hypertension is one of the major contributors to heart disease, the number one killer for all Americans, but particularly for blacks.
Mm-hmm.
And so the reason that hypertension, that we really try to treat it and control it is because strokes, heart attacks, and end-stage kidney disease requiring dialysis really are the consequences that we're trying to avoid.
Yeah. So after getting a problem like that, like hypertension and obesity,
Yes.
and all those major things that come along with hypertension, if a person has it, they shouldn't give up.
That's right.
You should continue to take your medications and
Yes.
maybe get on a diet,
Yes.
and maybe an exercise program.
So that's an excellent point, Dr. Bob. Once you have hypertension, it's not a death sentence. We can control it, and by controlling it, we can avoid those consequences that we talked about: stroke, heart attack, and end-stage kidney disease.
Yeah.
And we can do that by changing our diets, by increasing physical activity, and by taking prescribed medications when it's necessary.
What are some of those prescribed medications that people are taking?
So there are several different classes of medications, and they all do one of two things. They either relax your blood vessels, or they get rid of extra salt and extra water in our bodies. And so there are things called water pills that are very effective, things called beta blockers, calcium channel blockers, and there are hundreds of these medications. And so if you're having trouble with any one of these, talk to your doctor, because we can definitely find one that works for you and that is affordable for you.
If I came to your office and you gave me an examination and you looked down and you saw my ankles were swollen, what's
Yes.
the problem?
So it could be a couple of different problems, but the things that I would be concerned about are problems with your heart, something that we call congestive heart failure. And that really is a consequence of uncontrolled high blood pressure. And so in addition to giving you medications to decrease your blood pressure, I would also give you a water pill to help to get rid of some of that extra fluid.
If it's not Valentine's Day or I haven't been with someone that I love, and I come to your office and my heart is skipping a beat, what's the problem?
So that can be what we call an arrhythmia.
I'm not in love. Okay, I can be in love.
And that too can be due to uncontrolled high blood pressure. And so, as you can see, there can be lots of consequences for your heart from high blood pressure. But the key really is to control it the best we can with lifestyle changes and with medications when they're necessary.
Hypertension can also cause stroke.
Absolutely.
There are two types of stroke.
Yes. So there are two types of strokes. One is what we call an ischemic stroke. The other is a hemorrhagic stroke. And both of those things are caused by high blood pressure. And so controlling high blood pressure really is the key.
Yeah. So, but one is a bleed out and one is a blockage?
That's right. One is a bleed out and one is a blockage. And really the way to reduce our chances of having both of those is really to control high blood pressure and also do other things like control cholesterol.
So we want to create the awareness. We want to let people know that this is going on, that we
Yes.
have these screenings.
Yes.
What are we doing at the barbershops and churches?
So we have a project that is funded by the Centers for Disease Control as well as the National Institutes of Health, and we are at barbershops and churches for the next year and a half. We're actually trying to reach over 1,400 men. And so we are looking to expand from Harlem, where we currently are, to the Bronx, where we know that there are lots of churches and lots of barbershops where men in our community can benefit from our programs.
Sure. But why just men? Is it hard to get men out? Men really don't want to screen. They don't want to know about their health situations. Why men and not women?
That is an excellent question, Dr. Bob. So men, because hypertension is the #1 killer of black men. And when you look at certain cancers, like prostate cancer and colon cancer, men are disproportionately impacted. So we're really trying to reach the highest risk groups, in addition to the fact that men often are not represented in primary healthcare settings. And so we're trying to reach them where they are, churches and barbershops.
So what organization is doing this?
So New York University School of Medicine is one organization, and we're partnering with St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital. And Marion Scott, who is one of our terrific partners, has really been wonderful in helping us to reach various organizations. And so we're really trying to reach out to churches and barbershops in the Bronx.
And where are some of the places that we're going to be next? I mean, is something coming up next week? Or
Yes,
the week after?
and so on this Saturday, we're going to be at Harlem Masters Barbershop in Harlem, 124th and 7th. We'll be there from around 10 o'clock, probably until about 4 o'clock.
And how's that going to look? I'm going to come in, I'm going to get a haircut, pedicure,
Excellent question. And so,
my nails done?
Yes, and so you come in for a.
You can do all of that then?
Well, so these days barbershops you can get lots of different services.
That's right.
But when you come in for a haircut, if you're 50 and older, and if you have high blood pressure and need a colonoscopy, you're eligible for our program. And if you decide to participate, you actually get a free haircut. And so you should definitely come out to Harlem Masters and see if we can pay for your haircut.
But can you do all of that right in the barbershop? Get a colonoscopy and your blood pressure checked and all that stuff?
So that is a great question. So we will check your blood pressure, and we will actually refer you to where you can get a colonoscopy for where you can afford. We don't actually do the colonoscopy in the shop. So that's a great question.
How important is a colonoscopy? Because, a lot of men see it as this is an invasion here. What's going on here? This is an intrusion. I don't want anything going in that direction. What's happening?
So
how can you comfort men to want to go in and get that checked? And who should check?
That's right. So men who are 50 and older should definitely get screened for colon cancer. And the best way to do that is with a colonoscopy. A colonoscopy is basically a procedure with a very thin camera that goes basically into the colon, where we can look for precancerous lesions called polyps. If we can identify polyps, we can really prevent the development of colon cancer.
And polyps are not necessarily cancerous.
Excellent. Yes. So polyps are generally not cancer. Polyps are really a blessing in disguise, because if we find them, we can take them out and really prevent the development of cancer. So it's absolutely critical to get screened, because it's one of the few cancers we can actually prevent.
Yes. Doctor, thank you so much. Dr. Joseph
Thank you so much.
Ravenel. All right.
Dr. Lee.
Hypertension specialist, New York University Medical Center?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
we got to take a quick break right here, but stick around, because up next, we'll get the scoop on the spring fashion trends as we welcome back stylist and editor Tyron Mays. He's coming up next right here on Open.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Swear to God, there's no one else on earth I'd rather.
Take 5 seconds to look at those individuals to my left and to my right. You're looking at the future. These are students of Jonathan Levin High School in the Bronx. They are products of the Bronx, and they receive the media, the communication, the resources, the equipment, the tools, the knowledge, all that has been given from BronxNet. Last year, we had an opportunity in which some of our students were able to become interns at BronxNet. It was an invaluable opportunity. Some of those students today are in Syracuse University, Newhouse School of Communications, which is one of the best communication schools in the United States. They gained that internship, which is priceless, through BronxNet. Sometimes it's not always about the present or yesterday, but it is about the future, and we represent the future, and we need the services, the internship, the process, the resources, the equipment, and the love that BronxNet offers to our students.
Voice your support to keep the channels open and strong. Online, visit bronxnet.org and click on Support Public Access Television and sign a letter to your local representatives.
Our voices will be heard. Let's keep the channel open and stay Bronx strong.
Hi, I'm Sean Johnson of the 2008 U.S. Gymnastics team. I'm here with our friends from VeggieTales to say, be a player, get up and play an hour a day.
Besides gymnastics, how do you stay in great shape, Sean?
I love to dance and rollerblade.
Cool.
You don't have to be an Olympian to be a player. Just do the things you already love to do, like jump rope, ride a bike, or even play freeze tag.
Now that's something to flip for.
Well done! For fun ways to get healthy, visit www.smallstep.gov.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
And welcome back to Open, everybody. I'm your host, Bob Lee. If you missed any part of the show or want to find out more information about BronxNet's other programs, you can visit us online right here at www.bronxnet.org. Fresh off the Fashion Week circuit, our next guest has dressed some of the most iconic trendsetters, including Mariah Carey, Heidi Klum, Lauren Hutton, Elle, Marie Claire, and international editions of Vogue, and bear the mark of his style. Well, you know, they all bear the mark of his style. He's been around for a while. He does his thing. He's a fashion guru. His name is Tyrone Mays, and he's back to give us his spring fashion tips. Tyrone, welcome.
Tyrone,
in the
nice to see you again. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. So Fashion Week was extraordinary. Tell us about it.
This is one of the biggest, brightest fashion weeks that we've had in many seasons. Opulence is back. Glamour is at its all-time high. You know, we're seeing the return of furs, in particular shearlings. There's lots of great fashion trends there. And we also have a few things that have popped up that have surprised us, like polished finishes. And also there's a lean towards androgyny, where boys look like girls and girls look like boys, and they swapping clothes.
They're switching it up over there.
Switching it up, yes.
Switch hitting.
Something like that in a fashion
AM,
sense.
FM.
Yes. Yes, so this season we have Donna Karan, who showed her Pearls of Wisdom collection. And this collection here was incredible because it had, you know, really glamorous, classy women. And we saw lots of fur stoles, tons of pearls, a very muted palette, and it was a restricted kind of glamour and beauty, but very high class, you know. And there is a must-have accessory that I think every woman's going to want when they see it. It's this really beautiful leather opera-length glove with a fur kind of cuff to it. Absolutely extraordinary.
Can you wear that going out to dinner or going somewhere special?
Somewhere special, you know, it uses up in kind of a cute outfit and takes it to the next level.
Go to
you
the
know?
Grammys with it.
If you're lucky enough, yes, exactly. So then we had Calvin Klein with designer Francesco Costa. He's the new designer that's been heading the helm for a few seasons now, and his focus is returning Calvin Klein to minimalism. But the minimalism is kind of a new polished minimalism. Yeah. He moved the silhouette away from the body, so it's not so tight and body conscious, but it has a sex appeal of his own, where he's kind of exploring volume and different architecture architectural shapes and things like that. And you saw an incredible fur coat on the runway that it's definitely a must-have, you know.
Who are some of the models there? Any notable models?
You know, there's a lot of the girls that have been around for a while. So you see Sasha. You'll definitely see some of my new favorites, which is a new girl from Dominican Republic. Oh gosh,
She wears it well.
She wears it well. Yeah, you know, all of the beauties are definitely on the runway.
Yeah.
Some of them are kind of new supermodels, so they're not in our lexicon right now, but they're definitely faces that you're seeing over and over again, like Cecily Lopez, who's the #1 black model in the world right now. So it's always great to see her on the runway.
How about
as
new
well.
designers?
New designers. There was a fantastic new designer named Brad Hirani, and this is the person that actually exploring his unisex collection, where
he's
he
the one
does.
who
Yes,
first came out with that?
Yes, he's in his third
That was
season.
an eye-opener, huh?
It was really interesting to see like all of these unusual options for not only women but for men as well. And a lot of the entire collection is designed for the human being and not just women and not just men. So you go to the rack, you pick what you love, and I think you need to be razor thin in order to get into this collection. But then we had some really great classic designers like Ralph Lauren, who did an incredible collection this season, where he mixed Art Deco along with the Asian migration into America.
Wow.
So we have this really incredibly polished collection where he took dragon motifs and shantung silks and reds and jades and mixed it all together with Art Deco accessories, and it really gave us, in the end, this incredible look into a modern Asia without it looking like costumes, you know?
Yeah.
So it was quite an incredible piece, and only Ralph Lauren can do something so incredible like that.
So let's talk about you. How have you been able to turn your passion into a lucrative career? 'Cause you've been into it for a little while.
Yeah, I've been
You're not new to
styling.
this.
No, I'm not new to styling and fashion editing and makeup. Been doing it since I was probably in my early 20s. And it's an industry that actually embraced me. I was very lucky. It was a hobby that turned into a career, and I've gotten a chance to travel all over the world. Actually, I'm getting ready to leave. I'm glad that we were able to schedule me in because I'm running off to the Hamptons for 2 days to do a catalog for a company called FTC from Germany.
Yeah.
I do 1 day at home in New York on Saturday, and then Sunday I'm on the plane to go to St. Bart's because I'm shooting this yacht campaign for this billionaire. So
Everything on the yacht?
Yes, everything on the yacht. Skinny,
You're gonna
pretty
be flown
girl.
in?
And I'm going to be flown in first class.
Helicopter's going to land right on the yacht.
I hope so. I can't wait. I want the whole package. Yes. So fashion's been a very good career for myself.
How do you handle that, though? I mean, being around people with so much money that it's just insane.
I think that because I grew up in it is not odd to me.
Yeah.
You know, I think fashion is really for young people to start. If not, if you come in later, it really kind of is like a weird kind of world to go into because it's, you're dealing with nothing but high society, very rich people,
Yes.
and you're
Money's
providing
no
a
object.
yes.
You want that, get that.
Yes, and you're providing a service.
Good feeling, isn't it?
Exactly.
Is it true? More money, more problems?
Yes, definitely. Most definitely. But I don't have that many problems, so I'm looking to get more money so I can get more problems. You know? But yes, yeah, more money, more
A
problems.
lot of people they welcome those problems. Give me
Yes,
those
I would
problems. I'll
love
take
it.
that.
Yes.
Tell us about this. Well, some of the celebrities that you have dressed over the years.
Oh,
Mariah
yeah.
Carey, my girlfriend. That's one
Yeah,
of them.
I actually was working with Patty Wilson, who is the #1 stylist in the world. And she actually needed help in order to do several projects she was doing at one time. So I was able to assist her dressing Mariah Carey. I'm getting my divas mixed up. And I did the rainbow cover with her, and it was absolutely iconic, fantastic, great experience, and I'm looking forward to having another date, Mariah.
What makes them a diva? I mean, is there something that...
When I say diva, I just mean like really at the top of their game. I don't mean it in a negative way, because some people think that diva happens
Diva
to
means
be
something else.
that they're
She's
mean and they're horrible. But no, these people are absolute geniuses, and they're at the top of their field, and I think that makes them a diva.
Mariah called me too. I want to come. I just want to watch.
Yeah,
Just want to watch.
she's incredible to watch. She sings
She's a
on the
beautiful person. I
set,
like
and
that.
yes,
I like
exactly,
that. Yeah.
exactly. So it just snowballed from there. I just wound up getting a lucky break early on, and next thing you know, I was doing Oprah Winfrey for the cover of Ladies Home Journal. That was a very big cover that sold millions of copies, and
Yeah.
then next thing you know, I had a date with Tyra Banks, and we did a beautiful cover for Amika magazine, and then it just snowballed from there, and then it would be Heidi Klum came in, and then this
Yeah,
one
yeah.
comes in, and you get with the right photographers, they
That's a beautiful
set you
shot.
up.
Vogue. You work with Vogue. There's Heidi
Yes.
Klum right there.
Yes.
Are there any unusual? Because people are one way on TV, and then they show out backstage. They're another way backstage. I mean, I know a lot of the people that are
Right.
like that. I
Right.
just go the other way.
Right.
For instance, I was in a small production, and these people had dressing. I'm not going to name any names. If they had dressing rooms and everything, and it wasn't that big of a deal, but they were like all high class. Didn't want to speak to you or anything like
Yeah,
that. They were
yeah,
walking around in
yeah.
robes backstage. And
Yeah.
I said, "Look at this." I mean, if that's what they want to do, then that's cool.
Yeah.
But I just like being down to earth.
I always
You just
found that the
present yourself the way you
industry.
want to.
Yeah, I always found that the industry, if you're going to be an ugly person, it just kind of supersizes it. You know what I mean? So whenever you see someone acting out, that's part of maybe it's part of their nature. But there's a lot
Maybe
always a
something happened,
backhand
yeah.
story also, because there are a lot of things that you're asked to do or things that are not provided for you that you were expecting, and sometimes when you have so many things planned and you're all hyped up, it can make someone snap.
When you said that, you reminded me of Chaka Khan.
Yeah, really.
I was hosting a show for her. Fantastic on stage. Did
Yeah.
her job. Did her thing.
That's
I'm
not,
not gonna
that's
say
not
anymore.
kiss and tell. Yeah, but that's not kiss and tell. We
That's
love
right.
you, Chaka.
Any crazy, funny celebrity encounters you'd like to share with us?
Oh gosh, I think I don't have anything.
But let me
that
just straighten out
offbeat.
with Shaka
Yeah.
before we go on.
Yeah.
Shaka just wanted her money. She said they better find my money.
what
After
it's
she
all
sang, she
about.
said you better find my money.
People forget
But she was
that.
a bit more dramatic than that. Like,
People forget that this business, show business, there is business in the title, and then you can't eat a song. You have to be able to
Yeah.
get your money in order to continue what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's a business first, show second.
Yeah.
I'm
just thinking about a lot of things that
well,
question I asked
yeah.
you. A lot of crazy, funny celebrity encounters that you come across.
Oh gosh, I never like to be put on when it comes to situations like that. Let's just put it like this.
Because you're still working with
They're
them.
a
If you say
cast of
something
characters.
bad-
You're dealing with the cast of characters. I'm a character too. We all have our little quirks and things like that. But
Yeah.
I always have a great experience and walk away saying that, this person was fantastic. Every once in a while you get one,
Yeah.
but it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
You
You just understand that maybe they have a problem that day, because they're not like that every day.
Well, they're human
The weather's
beings.
not the same every day.
They're human beings.
Yeah.
And, just like everyone, we all have our good days and we all have our bad days. Luckily for us, ours is not publicized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that when you're in the public eye, you have nowhere to turn.
Exactly.
Like, hey.
Exactly. Everybody knows
Who
your
do I
business.
talk to?
Yeah. Everyone
Yeah.
knows your business. Exactly.
You can't just shout it out. You
Yes.
gotta scream somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Scream in a paper bag, so to speak.
So I noticed we're matching.
Yeah.
We're in our navy and we have our lilac, our bluish kind of
Well, your dad
purpley.
told me he was going to wear that, so I said, let me just throw on a little something like that to try to.
He phones it in. But I knew that you were going to spiffy up for me because we were going to talk about fashion, and you look fantastic.
Well, thank
and,
you.
And I definitely love to come back, and maybe I would love to show your viewers some behind-the-scenes stuff on how to shop for a sample sale. So this way you can look fantastic.
We love the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Look fantastic on a budget.
There you go. We love it.
Yeah.
And finally, before we go, there are a lot of people who want to get involved in this fashion world, in this
Right.
career. How do people get started? What do they do? How do you get the knowledge of what to do, what to say, how to be?
Well, it's not an easy industry to start, to break into. But when you do break into it, it definitely is going to be fantastic. It's a great experience. I'm actually writing a book. I'm almost finished, and it's going to show you all the ins and outs of exactly what it is to be a fashion stylist, a makeup artist, and how to put the full look together. So that's the reason why I'm actually doing it, in order to guide the next generation and the youth that's coming up, and so they can kind of figure out I kind of figured it out for them
Yes.
what the formula is, and then, and help out the next person.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anything hard, something good comes of it.
Exactly.
Just be positive. Make sure it's positive. And if you're
Exactly.
passionate about something,
Yes.
if you really, really want it, you
Yes.
will overcome all those adversities, all those things that make it seem tough.
Yes.
Once you're in it, when you love it. For instance, when I first started getting paid for DJing, I said, they're paying me for this?
Yeah.
They're paying me to talk?
Yeah.
This is great.
Because this is a
I
business.
do this for free. But they're paying me for it now.
Exactly. And you have to remember there's important to have your support group. I mean, my father's here with me today, and, I could not have done any of this career if it wasn't for my mother and my father. So it's really important when you're starting out, and not only just starting out, continuing down the line, that, you keep your support group close to you, and that you always respect them, because you're going to need them
Stay
all
away
the way.
from negativity. Mom and Dad, we praise you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Tyron Mays.
Dr. Bob Lee.
Thank you so much. All right, we got to take a quick break right here, but don't go anywhere, because coming up next, we have our Music Mondays, and we'll have a music guru that's going to come up and take care of business for you right here on Open. Next.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. Very good. You got backstage stuff. We love the backstage stuff.
I just want us to take 5 seconds to look at those individuals to my left and to my right. You're looking at the future. These are students of Jonathan Levin High School in the Bronx. They are products of the Bronx, and they receive the media, the communication, the resources, the equipment, the tools, the knowledge, all that has been given from BronxNet last year. We had an opportunity in which some of our students were able to become interns at BronxNet. It was an invaluable opportunity. Some of those students today are in Syracuse University, Newhouse School of Communications, which is one of the best communication schools in the United States. They gained that internship, which is priceless, through BronxNet. Sometimes it's not always about the present or yesterday, but it is about the future, and we represent the future, and we need the services, the internship, the process, the resources, the equipment, and the love that BronxNet offers to our students.
Voice your support to keep the channels open and strong. Online, visit bronxnet.org and click on Support Public Access Television and sign a letter to your local representatives.
Our voices will be heard to keep the channels open and stay Bronx strong.
How you doing? I just want regular, no sugar today.
You got it.
Thanks. Hello.
Hi.
Did you eat that whole thing today?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Hi, how you doing?
She's getting big, huh?
Big. Yeah, she is big. Let's great haircut.
Yeah.
Looks cute. Come on, let's go. Nice to see you. Thanks a lot.
If only child abuse were this easy to recognize. If you even suspect abuse, call 1-800-4-A-CHILD. All calls are anonymous and confidential. Trust your instincts.
Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? That zit is huge. Zit face. Ugly.
You know, when I was younger, man, my brother was the one who really took care of me, man.
Is that right?
Hey, he'd wake me up in the morning, get me ready for school, take a shower, make me some breakfast.
Where your brother at now?
Oh, you know, Iraq. I get lonely, nobody to talk to. I felt like quitting school. He looked at my dad in my eye, he told me, if not for me, do it for him.
Give Josh and our class of 08 the boost they need to graduate. Join us at boostup.org.
It's very vital that the community be involved with these types of productions.
It introduced me to the operations of camera, about field production.
It was like an extended version of going back to school for me.
I think BronxNet brought it out of me.
But BronxNet is a very good source for the regular citizen to just have that opportunity
It's for the community to be utilized by the community.
to present their side, their story through communications and through the television medium.
Voice your support to keep the channels open and strong. Online, visit bronxnet.org and click on Support Public Access Television and sign a letter to your local representatives.
Our voices will be heard. Let's keep the channel open and stay strong.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Open. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Today's R&B and classic soul. You can catch me on right after the Quiet Storm and right here, Channel 67's Open. Our Music Monday artist spotlight shines on a born native, bred Bronx native who pulls his inspiration from greats like Donny Hathaway, who was one of the original members of Earth, Wind & Fire. Did you know that? And Stevie Wonder. And he creates his own brand of music by combining the old with the new, creating a work of art that is genuine and heartfelt. And he's here to perform for us right here for the first time on an open stage. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. In the audience, hook him up. Vin Keaton in the house.
Thank you. How you doing? I appreciate y'all having me. Oh, yeah. Ooh, oh, oh. I'm at work when I get a call from you saying, oh, baby, can't talk too long, what's going on with you? Oh, crazy. If I could, I'd be there, but I'm working 9 to 5. You should see what I got here. We could get it in on night. Oh, to our favorite song. This is that music. We can do it all night long. This is that, baby, making music, making love to our favorite song. I'll be on my way to get you. Let me say when I get there, baby. Gonna tip the place when I get there. Just can't wait till I get there, baby. And we gon' play all those freaky games you like to play. Hey, what about some hide and seek? You go ahead and I go seek. Get you in the hot seat, watching you on top of me. To me making love to our favorite song. Baby, making music. We can do it all night long. This is that, baby, making music, making love to our favorite song. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It ain't over till it's over. If we gon' do it, let's do it to our favorite song. Yeah, girl, you be going like yeah. I'll be going like yeah, girl, we be going like yeah. This is that, baby, making music. This is it. We can do it all night long. This is that, baby, making music, making love to our favorite song. Yeah, like the baby shaking like the baby shaking like the baby shaking like. Whoa. Ladies, if you feel me, say yeah. Ladies, if you feel me, say yeah. Ladies, if you feel me, say yeah. Thank you.
I like that. And you have more on this, right?
Yes.
Everybody see this?
That's my EP certified.
Yeah.
It's available on Amazon.com and iTunes.
Yeah. I mean, I was ready to come in and say, soft and warm, the quiet storm. You got some baby making music on this, huh?
Yeah, what I really try to do is, I think the whole thing with today is a lot of dance music. And I grew up, on the R. Kellys, the Joes, the Brian McKnights, Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder. I wanted to bring it back to the bedroom, so to speak.
You sound a little bit like Joe, right? That was...
Yeah, I get that. I get that a lot. I guess the look to the ball head.
Yeah. So Joe is in the house. Vin Keaton doing his thing. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you have a couple more on here, right?
Yeah. I have 7.
In my bed. I mean, in my head.
In my head.
Yeah.
In my head, I wanna after the show. Baby Making Music certified, and the closeout track, Good Love, which is like it's kind of like a sounds like a live kind of feel.
Yeah.
So I just want to really bring it back R&B to the forefront. Nothing wrong with dance music.
No.
Nothing wrong with the glow sticks and all that.
No.
But I just want to bring it back to the bedroom.
There you go.
Yeah.
Some baby making music. You know what? We'll take a quick break right here, and then we'll come back and, talk to him some more, and then we'll hit you off with another song. I'm Bob Lee. We're right here on Open with Vin Keaton. Give him another big round of applause, everybody. All right. Yeah. Here from the Boogie Down Bronx.
Yeah, right there.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Thanks.
If only child abuse were this easy to recognize. If you even suspect abuse, call 1-800-4-A-CHILD. All calls are anonymous and confidential. Trust your instincts.
Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? That zit is huge. Zit face. Ugly.
Hi, back live on Open with Vin Keaton. He has this new CD out. Bam! He got some good stuff on it, too. You got to check it out. So you sang...
Baby Making Music.
The Baby Making Music. Everybody loved it. The audience here, the audience watching us on TV. And you're going to take us out with Certified?
Yes.
Well, first of all, you grew up right here in the Bronx, right? Yeah, 233rd Street, I heard. 233rd, all right? Yeah. How was it growing up? And some of the people that inspired you, well, you mentioned Joe, Donny Hathaway?
Yeah, that was
Mom and Dad was playing Donny Hathaway?
No, I was a little older because my voice coach, Robin Small, great voice coach, who's also in the Bronx.
Yeah.
She always told me that, the people that you listen to now, they listen to others before them. So you want to know the people that influence them. You want to know the whole history of R&B, not just what's present.
Yeah.
So once I started listening to Donny Hathaway and Stevie Wonder, I was like, wow, like Stevie Wonder's blind, and like the amazing lyrics that he wrote, the detail. Yeah. So I was like, I was really moved by it. So I really just wanted to add myself, because when I was really younger, I was really, I'd say, imitating. Yeah. Even though I'm only 25 now, but when I was like 18, I was
old cat. Go ahead.
I was imitating them. So she told me that nobody's gonna buy a copy.
Right.
It's good to take a little things from people, but nobody's gonna buy a copy.
Right.
You need to find your own sound,
your own personality.
Blend. So I did that, and I feel like that has accomplished that, which is bringing back the old, but still having a new kind of feel to it.
It's okay. It's okay to copy, and I tell people that all the time, because in copying, you always come out with your own personality anyway, because you can never get it perfect.
No.
But you can be on stage and have that feel of one of the greats.
Yes.
Because you always put yourself in the audience.
Yeah.
Trying to find out what the person in the audience wants to see from you or feel from you. So you sitting in the audience watching a Donny Hathaway or Stevie Wonder, you can get into that Stevie Wonder mode or that Donny Hathaway mode and say, wow, I'm doing it just like that. I'm walking the stage like that, and I'm performing, working this whole audience. But guess what? It's my own personality that's coming out, my own sound.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. So you come a long way then, huh?
Yeah, because as I grew up, I was really into basketball. I wanted to be the next Michael Jordan.
Oh. There you go.
the height never caught up to the dreams. So I stood with music, and then like a lot of my friends, they were into rap music.
Yeah.
And I was into rap music too, but I sang, and I was really kind of shy about letting them know that I sang, because people they look at you like, oh, you sing? Like, and then when I did sing, they were like, I don't know, you should probably stick to basketball. So I kind of like really got regrouped, worked with my voice coach, and really found myself and like my self-confidence. So I'm really like I'm glad that the project is out. I'm getting a lot of love on it on Facebook. So,
but you know what? You can be the Michael Jordan of music.
Yeah.
So you can do your thing. All right. So give us a website, because we're gonna pull us out with that song.
Right. Yeah, certified. You can find me at ReverbNation.com/Vin Keaton.
ReverbNation.com.
Facebook. Facebook.com/Vin Keaton. Twitter.com @Vin Keaton. So whatever it's Vin Keaton. Google it.
Vin Keaton, give him a big hand, everybody. That's the self-titled album right there, Vin Keaton. All right, Vin, thanks so much. You're going to take us out with a song, right? And that's all the time we have for today's show. Many thanks to all of our guests for tuning in, stopping by, and checking it all out. Thank you so much. Our viewers, we love you. Now, if you missed any part of the show, check out the Recablecast tonight at 5 p.m. and then again at 10 p.m. Or you can watch anytime online at BronxNet.org. And be sure to check out an all-new episode of Open on Wednesday with Darren Jaime, highlighting the latest in news and politics. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice, and let your choice control the chooser. Yo, you going to take us out on the turntables too? You going to play in the background? All right. I'll see you later. From all of us here at BronxNet, we love you all. Peace.
Been playing in my mind over and again. How she put it down, damn, it's the same. Matter of fact, it's so good in love. It's amazing. Been like a thoroughbred. Pain won't spend on my bread. That girl's an addiction. Make me change my prescription. And she's just what I've been missing. I ain't never been the same. Cause I hit it in the kitchen. Yeah. Little mama, she's so certified. Oh, you get it up and she's down to ride. Giddy up, put nothing above her love. I wish I could bottle it up, cause she's my favorite drug. Oh, yeah, that girl, she's so certified. Have you wanting more each and every time? Giddy up, I'm addicted to her love. I wish I could bottle it up, cause she's my favorite drug. She shakes it like a pro and drop it so low. She takes me to the 12th round, uppercut, jab, bell rings, knock out. And she's a monster when it's lights out. Superwoman on that move on. It goes down when she goes down. Wait a minute, I think I hear her calling me right now. Little mama, she's so certified. Oh, you get it up and she's down to ride. Giddy up, but nothing above her love. I wish I could bottle it up, cause she's my favorite drug. Oh, yeah, that girl, she's so certified. Have you wanting more each and every time? Giddy up, I'm addicted to her love. I wish I could bottle it up, cause she's my favorite drug. I got a text and I can't wait to see what's next. What exactly are we gonna do? Haven't had a dose all day. My mind just stuck on replay.